So guys, I have been frequently been challenged to talk about my trading experience, especially in the beginning, my trading journey, repeatedly. So I think it's about time that I actually do come out and share it. The name is Anele from Amplify Trading, of course, and this is essentially my trading journey. Now, when I started off trading, I think I got like the interest, right? So initially there was just an interest, sort of like a bug in about 2015, okay? And I didn't really pay that much attention to it. And about a year later, I started to see, a few people actually starting to make some waves in the actual industry, and that's where my intrigue sort of peaked. So from there, I started to look into the concept of trading and how it basically works. And then fortunately I met a friend, okay, whom at the time I was actually working with, and they were opening up and trading and doing all this sort of stuff, with the charts, candlesticks, and all of that. So that to me was sort of like the nail in the coffin, and that's when I really got convinced. Now, at the time, I wasn't aware that they were trading a demo account, and I thought they were trading an actual live account. So I saw like 53,000 US dollars or something along those lines. And for me, that blew my mind. I mean, I was completely sold on the concept. And luckily enough, um, I got someone who was in the industry, or actually had been in the industry for about 6 years at the time. And from that point, I think I sort of like developed a more of a personal relationship with them. Obviously, I was required to pay sort of like an upfront fee to get the training, which was not cheap at the time. It was 15,000 rand, and I managed to save up the money over the course of a few weeks, yeah, because I was really focused and really just making sure that this doesn't pass me by again, because I was seeing a lot of guys making trends in the in the industry. And from that point I learned all, I can say, the nuances to the market from my mentor at the time. And luckily enough, I mean, I didn't really go through a lot of the ups and downs that a lot of guys go through. I've met with some guys who've been in the industry for 6 years, 7 years, who haven't made any consistent profits. I didn't go through that. I didn't go through the whole opening up an account and blowing up account. That didn't happen to me, solely because obviously I had someone with me day to day. I mean, I'm not talking someone who's just meeting with me online once a week, but day to day they were looking at my trade. So I think that definitely, I'd like to say it was brilliant, but that would not be 100% truthful. So that I can attribute about 90% of the fact that I didn't really lose any money initially, and the fact that I was a bit conservative. So I was really playing it small. I wasn't looking for a get rich quick sort of like scheme. I was looking for something that's going to be long term. And at the time, I was trading a decent size account with a very small lot size. Now, the very first account that I opened up was about 5,000 South African rands, which I think was equal to more or less 300 US dollars. And that was my initial amount. I actually made about 800 bucks off that account, and the broker ran into some issues, so I had to withdraw my money. So I knew beforehand, right? One of my mentors told me, okay, this broker has some licensing issues, so it's best to withdraw your money. So I mean, I came out feeling like a proper trader, like a professional trader. Now, obviously, the account took a bit of a knock when I deposited into another broker, okay, but I never was in a position where I actually lost everything. So I think for me, that is one of the plus signs, okay, on my, I can say, resume or CV, that I didn't actually go through that, because I've always been focused on the long term. It wasn't more about the short term sort of thinking and the get rich quick right now sort of like phenomenon that's going on in the market. And yeah, from that point, we put together a few guys who started to trade together. So I was sort of like the head trader, and we're making some money using a structure that's called the PAM account. And yeah, from the PAM account structure, we started to make a lot of strides, and then that basically stalled out. Okay, that basically stalled out, and we had our differences, so we actually had to part ways. And I started doing things by myself, because when you have the actual skill, it's not difficult to actually get people to sort of like believe in your idea, as long as the skill is there. And I can say and attribute a lot of my development to a lot of reading, right? I read a lot of trading books, right? I'm always looking for like documentaries to actually watch. I'm not that much interested in technical aspects, all right? I'm not looking for what's the latest strategy or anything of the sort, but I'm just intrigued about how the markets work, how the markets develop, and how the markets are sort of like changing over time. So for me, the research part takes up most of my day. More than 50% of my day is dedicated to the research part of things. So I look at past data to figure out what the market is actually going through right now and what could be the future sort of like implications. How would the market be moving a year from now, 2 years from now? So for me, that takes up most of my time. And obviously, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so I can have those running in the background, and a couple of YouTube channels that are specifically dedicated to interviewing traders and yeah, the guys who are in the industry. So from from my development, I can just say that when I started off, obviously I started off with about 5,000 South African rands, and that for me developed into something that I can now make a consistent income on a monthly basis, whether it is trading, managing accounts, right? Whether it was because I've also been on MQL5 and providing signals there, so we're part of like the top 10% of MQL5 signal providers, so we actually did pretty well there. It was just there was a lot of admin work, so we just wanted to cut out sort of like the middleman. And with my sort of like experience, which is not as extensive as I would like it to be, simply because I feel like I could have sort of like done more within the time, right? Because I did end up trying to do other things, which made me, I can say, well, to put it bluntly, I would make money in my trading and then I would pass it off in one other venture. Money wouldn't come back. And I'd make more money in the markets and I'd start this venture and it wouldn't work out, and then I have to make more money in the market. So had I not done that, obviously I'd probably be 2 or 3 years from where I am right now. But with from my development as me, like as a salesperson and stuff like that, making calls to people and selling BS products, to where I am in terms of my development and actually how much we actually manage, right? It's